Welcome to the deep dive. Look, if you're anything like us, you get hit with dozens of AI and tech headlines every single day, and just keeping up is exhausting.
It really is.
That's why we're here. We've done the heavy lifting, cracking open the latest Retter Reboot weekly report to give you the ultimate shortcut. Our mission today is, well, it's simple. Pull out the most valuable nuggets of knowledge from this week's flood of news.
And it's so necessary because the noise is just deafening. What's really fascinating in this week's data is how connected everything is. These aren't just random developments.
Right.
We're seeing three huge forces pushing all at once. First is this really aggressive move into deep consumer integration. I mean, AI is literally trying to get into your shopping cart.
Send onto your face.
And onto your face, exactly.
Hey.
Second, the massive, almost unbelievable infrastructure that has to power all of that. And third, you have the messy realities, legal, security, how to make money from it all.
Exactly. We're not just here to report news. We're trying to figure out the real implication for you, whether you're a user, an investor, or just trying to get a handle on all this. So let's jump right into that first theme, AI getting deeply personal.
And we have to start with OpenAI. They just gave ChatGPT a serious upgrade. It's gone from a general knowledge tool, the thing you use to draft an email, to what the sources are calling a fully autonomous shopping assistant.
Okay, fully autonomous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big claim. So what are the specific functions that move it beyond just, asking a question and getting an answer?
The autonomy comes from its end-to-end research capability. The report shows it can now actively research products online. It can compare specific models side by side, analyze the pros and cons.
And pulls this from where? Like reviews and store pages?
Exactly. From online listings, from reviews, from spec sheets. And what's really crucial is that it doesn't get tripped up if you ask it to compare two totally different things.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, say a 4K monitor and a hiking backpack. It can handle both at once and give you these detailed, structured breakdowns of the trade-offs.
So it's basically trying to automate that 4-hour rabbit hole you fall into on a Saturday, bouncing between 10 different browser tabs.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's designed to reduce decision fatigue. This move positions ChatGPT directly against Google Shopping, even Amazon. It's a general-purpose buying advisor now.
That raises a huge question about trust and bias, which I want to circle back to later. But for now, let's keep going because another huge player is making a move here. Alibaba.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming at this from two angles, right? Software and hardware.
They are. It's a big push with their Qwen family of AI models. So on the software side, they've launched the Qwen app. It's their direct play to get consumers on mobile and web, offering content creation, task assistance, the whole package.
A direct competitor.
Mm.
But they didn't just stop there. They're trying to take AI off the phone screen and put it on your face with these new Quark smart glasses. I mean, we've seen smart glasses flop pretty hard before. What's different this time?
Well, the goal here is to marry the wearable tech directly to really sophisticated cloud AI. So the Quark glasses have an AI-powered camera and a real-time assistant built in, and it's all running on those Qwen models.
So what's the use case? What do you actually do with them?
They're targeting active situations like travel or taking notes on the fly. So imagine you're walking through a new city. The glasses can translate a sign you're looking at, identify a landmark, or even just summarize a busy scene for you. It's capturing the moment and the data.
That idea of blending ambient capture with real-time processing, that seems to be the holy grail. And speaking of design, that brings us to maybe the most interesting collaboration of the week.
Jony Ive.
Jony Ive, the legendary Apple designer, partnering with OpenAI to prototype a dedicated ChatGPT device.
This is a massive tell. It signals that OpenAI sees the smartphone as a limitation, as a bottleneck. The goal here is to create a whole new category of AI-first personal devices.
But why? I mean, we all have smartphones. Why try to replace it?
Because the phone is inherently interruptive. You have to unlock it, open an app, you perform a task. It's very deliberate.
Right.
The ambition here is to create a device for ambient conversational help. The prototype is described as having a minimalist design meant to be helpful without needing you to stare at a screen.
So getting rid of the steps between a thought and an answer.
Precisely. It's a fight for the interface. They want to own the primary way you interact with AI, and that might mean moving beyond the phone.
Okay, that is definitely one to watch. Let's shift gears now from these consumer devices to the sheer muscle needed to power them. Section 2, the infrastructure and enterprise race, starting with Anthropic.
Right. Anthropic knows it has to keep up. OpenAI and Google are spending billions. So they just launched Opus 4.5 for their Claude model, and it's aimed squarely at the enterprise user.
And what are the big upgrades they're using to lure in those enterprise clients?
It's really two things. First, they significantly extended the context length and improved its reasoning. For a business, that means the AI can process an entire legal brief or years' worth of emails without losing track.
Which is critical.
It's everything for professional workflows. But the second move is maybe more strategic. They slashed their API pricing.
Ah, the classic move. More power, less cost.
Exactly. Anthropic is basically signaling to developers that they can get top-tier performance for less. It's a calculated play to grab market share and put pricing pressure on the big guys.
And to see that enterprise power in action, we have a great example. Emirates Airline partnering with OpenAI. And this is not just a chatbot on a website, is it?
Not even close. This shows the massive operational scale AI is now handling. Emirates is putting advanced AI assistants into nearly every part of their operations.
Give us a concrete example. How does this actually affect the planes and the crew?
Okay, think about the airline's operational spine. They're using AI for crew support, so dynamic scheduling based on real-time delays, but they're also using it for predictive maintenance.
So it tells them when a part is about to break.
Basically, yeah. Instead of a fixed schedule, the AI analyzes sensor data and flight history to predict component failure. That lets them optimize maintenance and, hopefully avoid delays.
That's a huge vote of confidence in these systems. And speaking of confidence and scale, that brings us to this AWS investment. The numbers here are just staggering.
They really are. This is a landmark deal. AWS announced a $50 billion commitment.
50 billion.
$50 billion, yeah. And it's dedicated solely to expanding AI-focused cloud infrastructure for U.S. government agencies.
Wow. So what does $50 billion actually buy you?
It's a multi-year plan. It's for building highly secure data centers and boosting high-performance computing that's specifically tuned for AI. They are creating these specialized segregated environments for federal defense and intelligence work.
So this isn't just renting out server space. It's building a custom, fortified backbone for national security AI.
That's exactly what it is. It tells you everything you need to know about the strategic importance of this technology.
Okay, which is a perfect transition to our third section, where we deal with all the messy realities, the legal issues, monetization, and of course, security. Let's start with a peace treaty in the music world.
Yes, the huge legal battle between Warner Music and the AI music startup Suno is officially over. And it ended with a partnership.
Wait, they went from suing each other over copyright to signing a deal.
They did.
That's a huge reversal. What does this mean for the creative industries?
It sets a massive precedent. Warner settled, and then they signed a new partnership to use Suno's technology for commercial music creation. It's a pivot from fighting the tech to, integrating it.
So the major labels are now seeing a path to actually use generative AI, not just sue it.
It seems so. They're looking at AI-assisted workflows, using tools like Suno for sound exploration or maybe even generating background tracks. They decided making money was a better use of time than fighting in court for years.
That has huge implications for IP everywhere. Now let's talk about the engine of the internet, ads. Google is finally showing its hand on how it's going to monetize conversational AI.
This was always coming. They're testing ads directly inside the AI mode experience, where you get those AI-generated summaries at the top of the search results.
So what do they look like? It can't be a banner ad, right?
No, you're right. The format is different. The tests show sponsored product cards and promotional links that are placed right alongside the AI summary. So if the AI compares 3 vacuum cleaners, a sponsored card for one of them might show up right next to it.
So they're adapting the business model to follow the eyeballs.
They have to. The search advertising business is worth hundreds of billions. They have to make it work in this new world.
Okay, and finally, a dose of reality. With all this growth and all these integrations, the security risks just get bigger. OpenAI had a security incident this week.
They did. And the details are really important because they highlight this growing vulnerability for everyone. Supply chain risk. The breach was caused by a phishing attack, but not on OpenAI.
On who then?
On one of their external analytics partners. This is the new perimeter. Your security is only as strong as your weakest vendor.
So what was actually compromised? And what was kept safe?
OpenAI was very clear. A limited set of customer data things linked to usage metrics and account activity was exposed, but critically, No core model data, no API keys, none of their crown jewels were touched.
Still, it's a huge wake-up call.
Absolutely. It forces every company to reevaluate their entire vendor network.
Okay, so if we pull all these threads together, we've got this picture of acceleration hitting up against reality.
That's it, exactly. You have this aggressive push for AI autonomy with the shopping assistant and the Joni Ive device that's matched by these enormous infrastructure plays like the $50 billion from AWS.
And all that growth is forcing the financial and legal frameworks to adapt. Anthropic is driving down costs. Warner and Suno are partnering instead of fighting.
But it's all tempered by that constant growing security threat like the OpenAI vendor breach showed us. The technology's acceleration is directly forcing changes in how it's monetized and how it has to be secured.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to think about. We just heard that Google is testing ads directly in its AI summaries. At the very same time, OpenAI is building a fully autonomous shopping agent that's designed to give you objective advice.
Right. Two very different models for how AI interacts with commerce.
So here's the question for you. As a consumer, how will you tell the difference between genuinely unbiased product advice from an AI and a recommendation from a system whose whole platform might depend on advertising revenue? That's something to keep in mind as this tech gets deeper and deeper into your wallet.